Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Matthew Smith, and I am going to go this afternoon to Exeter, New Hampshire to visit with my parents in law and my father in law's part of the family. So I thought maybe before I would take off, I would share a little thought of what has been going on for me this week. First of all, one of the most frustrating things I've been having was having to pay off my separate car loan for the month now since I have a title enlisted with my Honda HRV, which I bought in Saco back in February. I wanted to keep my original title where I had the loan payment for the best price I could possibly get, but I was recommended, since I had a high interest rate of nearly 12%, to try to lower it. And the best deal that I found when I was searching online for lenders to lower my car loan payment was actually 6.9%. And that is the one that I have right now currently under that title. But sometimes when you have those lenders who try to pay off the amount and have you go for every car payment, that just gets a little bit confusing. And what ends up happening sometimes is you hear from multiple dealers in case they don't have the amount from that lender entirely. So that's where I ended up getting a little bit confusion. And what actually happened is I had two loan payments and deals. So I needed to get that corrected. And thankfully, my father in law is a real expert on that. So a little bit stressful for me. And then secondly, I started to get used to adjustment for the second part of the fiscal year, where my 4-day week schedule went from Tuesday to Friday to Monday through Thursday. And instead of going all the way to Richmond, Maine, where I'm at the base originally, now there's another Central Maine Power location in Brunswick, Maine. So I'm a little bit closer. And finally, I want to give you a couple tips for eating lobster because this is what Maine is famous for, near off the coast where there is fresh caught Maine lobster. One particular place that's very popular in southern Maine, and actually it's one of the first restaurants you find when traveling northbound on Route 1 in Kittery, Maine, is a popular weather vane. It was a nice chain of several different restaurants across parts of New England, but I think that one in Kittery, Maine is one of the last remaining standing and the original. And I was with Janine that past Thursday night, and we both visited a couple friends who were from New Hampshire in the restaurant, and we had different ways of eating lobster that made it very worth the wait there. Because I mentioned in one of my videos last year about how I remember that chain weather vane restaurant back when I was 8 years old in Sanford, Maine, when they used to have that location, how I could not get over how long of a wait I had just to get my meal after I ordered. But thankfully, it wasn't like that on Thursday night. I had other stress factors with the week, so I said to myself, I just rather would wait for my meal and laugh and chill than go through all this other things. But three ways we had lobster, and you can actually pick up on this yourself too. We two our two guests that we had from New Hampshire who visited us, they ate something that's called a lazy lobster. And you just basically take out the meat and the shells after steaming and boiling, and you eat it with a little bit of drawn butter, and that makes it for very easy eating. But they thought maybe there was going to be a little bit of breadcrumb associated with that. I think that's when you have a big stuffed lobster, you get those seafood stuffing. And the way Janine ate the lobster, she found the lobster mac and cheese that was on the menu. And I think this week she had mac and cheese 3 days in a row. Because I cooked mac and cheese on Wednesday night for us for dinner. Then she had it again on Thursday, and we ate it again, my leftover, for lunch yesterday. And that, too, can be a little bit filling with the pasta and the cheese. But she enjoyed her meal. And finally, the way I ate the lobster was there was a special that was on the menu for Thursday night where they had reduced prices for their twin lobster dinner special. And I just ate those two lobsters the old fashioned hard way, where you crack it open and pull out the meat, and you wear a bib to keep the juices from getting on your clothes, and you dip it in some hot drawn butter. Nothing could be more tasty as that. And the only thing they didn't have on the menu next to the lobster was corn on the cob, which, like the lobster, really is fun to eat with your hands. So that was the 3 ways that we ate our lobster. And the other special they had on the menu at Weathervane was the lobster roll mega size, which I think would have been the most filling because it's mixed in with the lobster meat and some mayonnaise or some Greek yogurt and some chives on bread. So if you want to go out this summer when you're in New England, like in Maine, if you like lobster and if you do have the money for it, give it a shot. Lobster, to be honest, is low in calories. You can have them as perfect a dish with corn on the cob or salad, or what I had, a vegetable on the side, broccoli, and a baked potato. So it was a great night I had on Thursday, just to erase my stress for that day. And luckily, the next day, my father-in-law, Eric Loeffler, worked with me to try to get my car loan deal settled. And we found out that the one credit union that I had with the title was where I needed to make my monthly payments. So I know my due date is going to be this Monday, and the earliest convenience I could do when I set up my bank account was Friday. That's why we have a 10 to 15 day grace period, just so they know that you are settled in. And you don't want to go too far and do this too many times, because if you do, then there's a possibility of making some late fees like $25 to $50, or they may reprocess your vehicle. So just watch out for that. Now I'm going to end here and get ready for my big day in Exeter. So thank you very much, and hope you look forward to hearing from me and Jean on our next video about our entertainment blog, and even listen to our latest video on Matthew Perry's memoir book, Friends, Lovers, and a Big Terrible Thing. Bye.